that we used to get to hear from belong to this area, but it is not confined. People who embrace the LGBTQI community sometimes in front, behind use the same languages. That is the problem. You can fight with the lower strata of the society. You cannot fight with people around us who are acting as friends but do create a difference. That is the toughest situation, I think. Because you can make, irrational people or illiterate people could be made understand through the light of education. But you cannot make the eyes open, which are already open and sleeping. That is the toughest part, I think, for the community people.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Maybe it's
It's a
essential for us to
mindset
know. It's
because,
a mindset.
because see, they mind what she's saying is right. They mind because they think it's politically correct to be, good about it or talk nicely to them. But the minute they're not in
turn
a
their
focus
backs,
or
right.
Utilizing the community for my own privilege has become a part now. Everybody will be, utilizing just to celebrate pride. Often I call for LGBTQ friends for a dine out at a club or a pub, and I celebrate. And just as they leave behind, I make a joke out of it. I'm a very outspoken person, I should say. That is what is
No,
hurting.
no, I agree because I remember I said no to a place where Shujoy had an issue once long time back because they were all game. We want to host you, we want to do this, but the
When we
mindset
embrace,
wasn't
it
there.
should come out from your heart.
Yes,
Not
absolutely.
from the-
Embracing something is absolutely from within,
From the heart.
and you have to do it from within if it comes your. And
Absolutely.
just like as Parvati
Just not
said,
for
that-
a publicity stunt.
Absolutely, and like just IBIS has taken the initiative, like how in embracing equality. So that is something which comes from within, and we often tend to give a nomenclature to a particular section, and we always believe that they are totally different. Actually, it is not different. I mean, it's just a perception that matters.
Right.
The way you want to look at things. So I guess end of the day, the productivity, the creativity, it's all matters,
Yeah.
and the way you
I
put
would
across
like to know
things.
from all of you, are we still considering them employable? Do you all find that there is employability for this sector?
Yeah.
And if you
I
don't
need
take
to
it
understand
sector-wise, if you take it talent-wise, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
I
really
just,
want to know,
Paro,
do you
I
find
didn't tell you this.
reservations in-
If we think
The other day I
of
was at a
employment through
panel
talent,
discussion
Have you
and
heard of people who are perhaps
yeah,
finding it
I was
difficult to be
sitting
employable?
with a judge. So she was from some Noida district. I don't remember the district, and she's a high court judge or something, and she's a transgender. And she was very vocal about it, and she was speaking that her parents didn't give her up or something when she was born, and they raised her, gave her the education. Because what's going wrong with our society is the minute something is different, you all want to not accept
Conform,
it,
yeah,
and it's
Right.
more like what we discussed last time. It's like my mother is like what I said. I had to also take her through the journey where I had to make her understand it's okay being gay. Her issue was she accepted it. Her more issue was घर वाले क्या कहेंगे,
Right.
बाकी लोग
Yeah.
क्या कहेंगे,
Right.
what will the world say? Because
WWPS.
See, yeah,
what will
because
people say?
what I'm telling you, the main major concern for
Concern is
families, how are you going to deal with it? Because once you're different, you're ridiculed for the rest of your life.
Right.
I have been bullied all my life in school because I'm effeminate. People have called me what all names, but then that's part of my growing up because
It's a bit difficult knowing you now.
yeah. But those days also I used to always have my remarks. I was
I'm
very
sure.
good at it. I never let it put me down because
I'm
I've
sure.
always, even when I do my sessions and all for my pageant grooming, I always say whatever is the negative thing that is being thrown at you, just take it and make it positive.
Your biggest strength.
That is the thing.
Absolutely.
Because basically, what I think happens is everybody is afraid of something that is different. That is human psychology. And I think that is why it's so important to create allies and to, yes, be outspoken, to be torchbearers, to speak freely. Because, like I said earlier, people are afraid of what they don't know or what they're not familiar with. When people, like, take a stereotype. I also don't conform to a queer person. I'm as simple as they come. Maybe I'm, as he said, he considers himself a man. I consider myself a woman, but I don't dress like a woman. I mean, if you tell me to put on makeup, or if you tell me to have long hair, or if you tell me to dress up, I don't. This is exactly how I dress, irrespective of where I go, and all my friends know that about me. And in Neely's case, that is exactly how he dresses wherever he goes, and he embraces. It's about embracing yourself. And however, how you embrace yourself also sends a very powerful message to how other people perceive you. If you come across as comfortable in your own skin, or work or professional space, feel comfortable about embracing you. And then that's when they embrace the community and realize that if you can't follow through an opportunity, then in the end it also is pointless.
Absolutely. Very true. So, since, the talent officer, the cultural and talent officer of IBIS has joined us, please tell us what has been your experience. How do you plan to take this forward? What are your understandings?
To be very honest, like we all are discussing that someone who's come for an interview, even if I ask him or her to share something about himself, or they not say that okay, I belong to this community. So as an interviewer, I will never be able to judge someone basis their sexual orientation. I purely judge someone basis their skills and more importantly cultural adaptability, because I will never kind of okay, you guys are this side, okay, you guys are this side. For me, it's just one strong workforce. And more important, not only this, I mean, Accord as an organization has always been very, very vocal about supporting it. So hence, I have never faced that issue about the fight that I have to do.
Right.
I'm already working in a place who proudly embraces it and is absolutely vocal about it. So it makes my life a lot more easy, and I do not have to make an additional effort to drive that culture, honestly. I mean, it's just there. I mean, like, you were saying, I don't have to make an extra effort to tell, treat him or her differently.
That's the whole idea.
It's just like that. I mean, there is nothing special we do, and then interview, it doesn't even come to me. It doesn't come to
I
me.
always say this, like I'm much more than my orientation.
Absolutely.
It's just a part
I was
of
just recently doing that.
me,
The
that's
biggest disability we have that if we cannot see people more than the way they are. I mean, it makes no sense. And fortunately, I do not have to make an additional effort. It's there. I mean, as a DNA in Accord, it's there. Be it any sort of so-called physical disability that we term as, which I believe all of us have some or the other in us. Even in case of that, I mean, we are perfectly okay. In a department like
Every human being is different anyway.
absolutely, in a department like food and beverage, where there's a lot of talking, we still have artists who are definitely they are doing fantastic. They're doing fantastic. They're getting reviews. They're smiling. They're making reels. They're making videos. God knows what are they doing. And it's like that.
Probably at the end of the day, it's the skill set that really matters. I mean, we
And
always
they enjoy the fact that they're learning and growing.
Yeah.
Just because they're taboo, we have Saurav, and he proudly says, he comes, I like, Saurav, can you teach me eye makeup? He's like, okay, ma'am, I understand. No, he does that, and it's like that. I mean, and he's proud of it, and we are proud of him.
Yeah.
At least people have the guts to come up and open up that this is me.
So as a organization, we want to be very loud and clear that we accept this and we welcome this, and we want to celebrate this. We don't have any hesitation, and the way I am, the way we are, I feel proud of being women. So everyone should be part of their own gender. We should be proud.
Yeah.
One thing I feel all workplace should do, the first thing, is have a gender neutral bathroom. Why? Because, for a trans woman who perhaps is just started a transition, that person working in a place or just coming as a guest shouldn't have to think twice about which washroom she will be accepted in. So I feel, according to the fact that if you have like a ramp, right, for any person who with a wheelchair can enter organize like a hotel, you should have a gender neutral.
I completely second that because
True.
I remember way back in 2007, at that time I was posted in Gurgaon, and that was actually the first time I had begun my journey of coming out. I was in my mid-30s at that point of time, and I had the good fortune of meeting with some very incredible members of the queer fraternity, and that was a time that the 377 petition was just being talked about and begun to be filed, the first round of it, and they were friends actually who were very much part of the core group that spearheaded and did this. One of our friends in that group brought up this point much before it became fashionable or pertinent. And I still recall that.
It is always pertinent.
It's just never spoken.
Yes,
Yeah.
that even at places like airports, etc. She was female by birth, but considered herself male and identified her gender as male, and it was a he. And he would always say, if I go to a woman's washroom in a public space, whether it's a hotel or an airport or a station, then I'm given particular looks and at times even removed. And if I go into male toilets, unfortunately either the same thing happens or at times they were even attacked. He was even attacked and attempted molestations and stuff. So it's a very, very difficult journey. And these are the things where I feel that corporates, bigger organizations, because change always happens in a funnel. It has to go from top to bottom. And very often, if the leadership and the senior management is comfortable and advocates and endorses that change, not just in terms of words, but also in terms of very tangible deeds, which might be very small, like putting up a signage on a toilet that says male and female.
Right.
It's actually that simple about changing a signage, but it sends a message of acceptance and of oneness. And I think that truly is the spirit of Pride for me, and that's something that we need to continue every day, all year long, not just for a day or a month or a week.
True that.
I think the easiest solution is most of the places have bathrooms separately for the differently abled. If they can just put a signage on top of it, something like that, so that it can be used by, because
different ways of messaging.
It's a
it's
small,
a
small